Hello everybody, my name is Madison. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 Madison이에요. Today I wanted to talk about my reaction to the TOPIK test of proficiency in Korean, which I took last weekend. So I've taken the topic twice now, once 2 years ago and once last weekend. And this is my first time taking it in Korea and also during a pandemic. So because of COVID-19, there were several safety precautions, I guess you could say, in place. First, when I first arrived, there was a line waiting to check in, and the line was even socially distanced. Everyone was required to wear masks. There were employees making sure everyone was spaced apart, giving everyone hand sanitizer, and also checking the temperature of everyone before they entered the testing center. Also, the social distancing continued into the testing rooms themselves. Of course, because it is a standardized test, the participants are normally spaced apart anyways, but because of COVID-19, we were spaced extra far apart and actually filled up an entire lecture room with maybe 50 people spaced very far apart. I was a little worried about the listening audio track and how well it would be able to be heard throughout the large room, but thankfully they turned it up enough that everyone was able to hear very clearly. So those were the special measures in place because of COVID-19. As far as the test itself, as usual, there are 3 sections: listening, writing, a little break, and then the reading section. The listening section is 60 minutes long. The writing section is 50 minutes long immediately following the listening section, and the reading section is 70 minutes long. The listening section has 60 minutes for 50 questions, and last time I took the test 2 years ago, I felt like I did horribly on the listening section, and it ended up being my best section out of all 3. This time, I don't know, it felt kind of mediocre for me. I've done several practice tests since my first test, which I was totally unprepared for, and I feel like I kind of did similarly to my last test. A little bit better, I'm sure, but I didn't feel like I did stellarly. I think there were several questions I did end up missing. Then the writing section immediately followed the listening section, so while your brain is all tired from listening and reading questions for 60 minutes, then you have to immediately start writing and trying to formulate essays. As usual, I hated the writing section the most, but I think I definitely improved a lot since last time. Of course, that's easy to say since last time I didn't even know the writing rules for the special wongoji style paper that they give you to write the essays in. But I think I did much better than the first time. Unfortunately, I did still run out of time in the writing section. I only finished about 2/3 of the last essay, and the end of the 2/3 that I did finish writing was very rushed and not very polished. So we'll see how that turns out, since that last essay question is worth 50 out of 100 points for the writing section. Then after a short 20-minute break, we reconvened for the reading section, which is 70 minutes for 50 questions, which seems like a lot of time, but last time I took the topic, that was my most stressful section actually, and I didn't finish almost 15 of the questions, I think, and I had to end up guessing. But this time I did much better. I ended up almost running out of time, but not quite. The end, I was feeling rushed, and also the topics are the hardest at the very end of the test, so I basically guessed anyway on the last 5 questions or so. But I had enough time to make educated guesses rather than just blindly guessing C for 15 questions straight. So, as far as predictions go, I'm not sure if I achieved my dream goal of achieving level 6. Honestly, I ended up not really studying very much in the months preceding the test like I thought I would. So it's probably an accurate representation of where my Korean level is at now, because there was no cramming before the test. But I do wish I had put a little effort more into gaining some more vocabulary and stuff before the test to see if I could get the highest score possible. But I didn't study, so we'll see what I get. I'm very confident that I got at least a level 5, but I feel like I'm not quite to the level 6 range. I think I probably got around mid-80s for my listening score, probably a similar score for reading, maybe a slightly lower reading than listening, I'm not sure. Assuming I got around 80 to 85 points on both the listening and the reading sections, I would need to have at least 70 points on the writing section. 60 to 70 points on the writing section to get to level 6. So that's kind of iffy in my mind. I'm not sure I was able to do that since I ran out of time on the writing section. However, last time I totally botched up my writing section and managed to get a 36, which was disappointing at the time, but I feel like I did much better this time. So is 67 points achievable even though I didn't finish my last essay? Maybe? I'm not too confident though. We'll see. I think I got over 50 points, but 70 might be pushing it. But I find out the results on August 20th, so for the next month, I'll just sit here anxiously wondering what I got, and I'll update you guys when I find out. If you also took the topic this time or are preparing in the future, comment down below, let me know how you think you did or how you're preparing, and don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, until next time, bye-bye.